Hey, good morning. Welcome back to Seeking Dubai. So I'm finally making a video after 4 weeks, and this one I want to talk to you about Wasl Gate. This is one of the most exciting projects and areas of Dubai that you should look out for. And as we kind of emphasize on this channel, just because it's a hot market doesn't mean everything's a great buy. We just had this great cover on The Economist this week, talking about the UAE's ambitious ascent, right? An amazing article. You should definitely read it. It looks at a lot of different angles. But one of the things that it talks about is something that we talked about 4 weeks ago when we put out our last video, titled Chaos is a Ladder, is that, it's the same kind of themes that they're definitely talking about. And, even in this article, they highlighted that the UAE is seizing opportunity in a time of chaos and disorder. And so maybe Dubai and the UAE is in the midst of a super cycle. And if it is, then, you really want to be invested, but you also want to try to find as good opportunities as possible. So that's what we try to highlight on this channel. We don't put out content every few days just talking about a new project. And if you're part of our investor groups, and if you'd like to join that, you can just send us a message and then we'll add you into one of our Discord channels or WhatsApp community groups. And then you can kind of stay in touch with amazing investment opportunities that we kind of like to deep dive into. So last week they launched a project here in Wasl Gate. This is a really special piece of land because if you drive from one end of Sheikh Zayed Road, which is the most important road in all of UAE, from one end to the other, you're going to see that there's literally no land available where any development can take place except this land over here, right? Which is Wasl Gate. And Wasl Gate is highlighted here in blue. It is minutes away from Dubai Marina towards Palm Jebel Ali. And you can see along this road where Marina, JLT, all Emirates Living, Jumeirah Islands, Jumeirah Park, Furjan, Discovery Gardens, the Gardens. These are all major communities that are built and established over here. The other thing that you're going to find in this vicinity is these areas I've highlighted in red, which are the off-plan villa and townhouse communities, which have been some of the best investments you could have made in Dubai in the last few years. Okay, so this is the Wasl community. Let's just kind of break this down. They started this project about 8-9 years ago. The first thing that they started building was the Festival Plaza, which has an IKEA and a couple of other major anchors. And then you've got the Gardenia townhouses. These are really well known. It's a small community of around 200, 300 townhouses, and they are considered one of the finest townhouses anywhere on Sheikh Zayed Road. And so right next to Gardenia and right behind Festival Plaza is this complex that just launched, Hillside, and that's one of the main reasons we're putting out this video. And last week there was an incredible amount of sales that took place over here. They launched about 2/3 of this project, so all the buildings from here to here have been launched and pretty much all sold out except for a handful of duplexes. And then the last block, which is about 5 buildings, that's going to launch in the coming days or weeks. So in this launch, this is something that we generally got interested in. We know the area really well because of all the other villa and townhouse communities that we are active in all the time. But also, we understand this location exceptionally well. And then, of course, with a good relationship with the developer, we were able to execute numerous bulk sales for our major clients, a lot of individual sales on the launch date, and we purchased a floor here ourselves. And just to recap why we, think this is a project that was so interesting. The location, which I just highlighted, the prices 1,200 dirhams per square foot, and the payment plan, which was 5% down, 5% every 5 months, and then you're paying 60% on completion. So cash flow was amazing. And then you're part of a government developer on one of the most prime lands in Dubai, with a really incredible master plan behind it as well. So what I'll do in the rest of this video is kind of just highlight what's going to be the master plan of this community, also just look at Hillside in a bit more detail and just point out a few things. And then, of course, if you want to get in touch with us, for the upcoming sales that will happen for sure, or, you just want to understand the other things that are taking place in Wasl Gate and the surrounding Jebel Ali village or the Marouj villas, the Al Furjan villas, just please get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you and try to add value to your search. And so this is the master plan of Wasl Gate. Here we have Sheikh Zayed Road, we've got the metro station. The Nook is a ready building, which they completed about 2 years ago. We've got Festival Plaza here, and right behind Festival Plaza, we've got this strip here, which is Hillside. And just to show you what Hillside currently looks like, these are some images taken from, just like a couple of days ago. So this is that whole Hillside land. And then here you've got the temples. So we can kind of zoom into that. This is another angle of the same land. These are the back-facing units, and a lot of the properties are going to get views of the skyline, which looks like that. So that's pretty good. Okay, and so now back to the master plan. And so here we've got the Gardenia townhouses, which we also just mentioned. The rest of the master plan, they have sold all these as plots to private developers. So we're going to see, some of the developers start launching projects here in the future. The Central Park area and the main belt, which hasn't been developed, is still retained by Wasl, so we can expect to see them launch some projects in the future. It's built around this large central park, which will also have a hotel here, which they're saying could be the Mandarin. So I don't know if that's confirmed, but that's what we're hearing. So moving forward with Hillside, because it's the first major apartment development in this entire area besides the Nook, we feel like the prices here were particularly attractive, great payment plan. And so that's kind of set a benchmark for this area. And then moving forward, let's see what kind of valuations we get. But, we're really happy with the kind of price points we saw in Hillside right now. And so this is Hillside. These are some pictures of the model. So there's 3 different blocks. So this is the first block that they sold. You can kind of make out the temple on that side over here. And then each of these blocks is built around some community facilities. So you also have a retail block in H2. This is the 3rd block, which they haven't launched as yet. So we can see this master plan over here to get some idea of the views. This is the first block that they launched. So a lot of the apartments got the views towards IKEA Festival Plaza. A lot of the clients who first wanted to buy, the first instinct obviously is to buy the units with the internal view. So then, each of these podiums has all sorts of facilities. And then, you want to kind of be facing into them. That's the first instinct. Then when people started visiting the site and understanding things a bit better, they also understood that if you're buying in these outer apartments, you're actually getting skyline views, like I just showed you. You've got the temples over here. So I think when they launched this last block, these are going to be some of the most expensive apartments. This obviously holds a lot of importance for a lot of the buyers. And then the other kind of view that you could get is towards the Gardenia townhouses, which face out this way. And then this is the payment plan that people purchased on. So you have 5% down, 5% pretty much every 5 months. And then you're paying 60% on handover. At that time, if you want, you can even choose to get a mortgage. Okay, so I think I just kind of covered the main points for Hillside and Wasl. And of course, if you want to learn more about it, just hit the description box. Our number is going to be there. Send us a WhatsApp. If you want to be in touch with other ideas that we kind of like to promote from time to time, you can send us a message, just introduce yourself, stay in touch with us, and then we can put you on some of our community channels or Discord groups, and that way you can be in touch with any of the ideas that we're thinking about. We kind of post on these every few days or so. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you have an amazing week ahead, and take care. Thank you very much.